Welcome back. Let's continue to speak about aspects. And in this class, after we know the difference between trine, sextile, opposition, square, conjunction, I want to show you how we are interacting with multiple aspects in the same time. Of course, the interpretation of it's something that each one could continue to investigate what it means in your natal chart. But I want to show you tendency as we are looking on the collective consciousness situation. So for example, as I'm recording this video today, August 18th, 2022, I'm going to take a few examples that are happening. We're going to see it also on a real chart to understand interpretation of collective consciousness. What is right now happening in the collective minds that actually also generating markets, and what is open for us, what's not. So let's take an example, first of all, very generally described. We are going to take few planets example. For example, we are going, let's say that the ascendant is in Leo, and what will be the descendant? If this is Leo, the opposite of Leo is Aquarius. So if this is Leo, what will be in the IC? Of course, 3 signs ahead. Why 3? Because it's 90 degrees. So this is Leo. After Leo, we have Virgo. Then we have Libra. Then Scorpio. So 90 degrees from Leo is Scorpio. What's the opposite of Scorpio? Is Taurus. So also Taurus, Leo are 90 degrees angle. And also Taurus 90 degrees angle from Aquarius, and Scorpio 90 degrees angle from Aquarius. Well, let's put here some planets. And as now, Venus is in Leo. And Jupiter is in Aries. Where is Aries? Aries is one sign before Taurus. So Aries is here. So we are putting Jupiter here. What they are doing a trine right now. We're going to write Venus, trine, Jupiter. This is, here we're going to put the summary of aspects. On the same time, even that is not exact, we are going to say in Taurus, now this is Mars and Uranus and the North Node. We have 3 energies in Taurus now. So let's take just 2 for easier example, or we can put it 2 together. This is like a legend how we are writing it. We are saying that Uranus is conjunct with Mars, and we also could say that Mars conjunct with North Node, and we also can say that Uranus conjunct, the way is conjunct, Uranus conjunct the North Node. So here we have, on the same time, we can read what is happening under this day, that for this chance is August 18th. We have Venus trining Jupiter. We have Uranus conjunction with Mars. We have Mars conjunction with the North Node. We have Uranus conjunction with the North Node. If the North Node is here, we also could say that this is a South Node here. and the south node is in, we can say that the south node is here in Scorpio. So we also can say that Uranus is opposing the south node in Scorpio. We could also write Uranus opposing the south node. It's another important indication. Let's assume that Venus is already very near to the AC, so meaning that is squaring the MC. You see this? If Venus is in Leo in the AC, and the AC is always 90 degrees from the MC, we also can write Venus squaring MC. When Venus is squaring the MC, it's a bearish sign because it's square, and MC is related to a peak, Venus related to value. When Venus is doing aspect to something, the value is doing aspect to something, is challenging the peak with so much benefic energy, we are understanding that we may be here near to the bottom. And because depends on what aspect is coming in the next days, for example, I'm going to put Mars right now is in Taurus, yeah, so Mars here. So Mars conjuncting the MC. So on the same time we are saying Mars conjunct the MC. So we are seeing something positive on the same time, that Mars is in Taurus, even that is weak in Taurus. Mars doesn't like to be in Taurus. And it's conjuncting the MC. This is giving a sort of stabilizer. It's going more to interpretation here because I don't want to go much deeper with this class to interpretation and showing you the legend, but we are creating a bunch of aspects that we are writing it like this. And I will teach in more advanced class how we are going to detect where are the pivot point in the charts and how we are interacting with the volume of each planet to understand if it's good or bad. To understand, for example, as I just showed you, if this is a bottom because we are going to have extra bottom days, or we are just very near to the bottom to start moving higher. I will give you a clue. Let's take another color. When Jupiter will arrive to the MC of a chart, and this is, remember, this is not a natal chart. This is the collective chart, meaning that this is the mundane chart is changing. Depends when we are looking on it, relative to what asset did born in this. Try to take it more simple, like everything is moving, imagining that the houses are always like this. When Jupiter will arrive to the MC, it will be Jupiter. It will be Jupiter conjunct MC. This is a major high top. This one of the aspect that we will consider it to be very high top. Let's take example of what is happening right now in the chart of now, as I'm recording this video in August 18, 2022. Even that we can see all the measurements and aspects happening on the chart by the line that the software is creating for us, We can see it by sign. Usually we are considering orb between 2 to 4 degrees. So when Mercury is in 21 and Neptune is 24, we already can consider this to be opposition. Mercury opposing Neptune. Okay? When Mercury, what we discussed in the module 1, Mercury is ruler of trade and the data information. Mercury is ruling the data and the speaker and the words. Neptune is ruling the media, the publishment, the fantasy, the data that was not correct. Adding to this, that Mercury in Virgo is anyhow very well to speak about health and mental health, because Mercury is mental and Virgo is health, medicine. In front of Neptune, that is all what happened, for example, with the vaccine, with the pharma, Neptune in Pisces. We are going to see here a confrontation, like a data, like something that is fronting lies. Okay, this could create chaos and could create also solution to chaotic situation. Now, also Mercury is ruling of the trade, and Virgo is related to correction, things that are needing to correct. So this is a time of a fake, it's a trap. It could be a trap generally without seeing anything else. It could be a trap of going down or a trap of going higher. It's like a confusion moment of where we are going. We need here a correction. In order to understand the answer, we always need to combine more aspects that are happening on the same time. So for example, in those days we are seeing Mars is ending the sign of Taurus. Usually, according to the Vedic astrology, Mars is very debilitated in the sign of Taurus because it's exalted and very strong in the opposite sign. So Mars is always very strong in Scorpio and it's very weak in the opposite of it in Taurus. So we are seeing that the moon is about to meet with Mars and is about to square the sun. This is a very quick transit because the moon is passing very quick in just one day and the sun is moving 1 degree a day. So we also should look at this in a very subtle, careful way, because this square is of 1 day. So it may create more chances because it's sun, square, the moon, and also Mars. I would not write it like this. It's always one pair line. So the sun is squaring the moon and the sun. So in the daily, this is daily chart, we are going to see here movement down. So if we are speaking already that something here is about to correct, Mercury opposing Neptune because of any data, that this could be a trap of going higher. It's anyhow higher. It's like a bubble. By this information, we understand that the trap will be of going down. It doesn't say that it's going to handle this. Let's see what is more stable. The more we are going to the slow-moving planets, we may see more data. For example, we're going to take Venus and Jupiter. And what they are doing, as we just introduced now, they are doing a trine. So we are also having, imagine that I'm continuing here in this line. Venus, she is this fast-moving planet compared to Jupiter. So Venus, she is trining Jupiter. This is very positive. Now Jupiter, because it's also in the ancient astrology, is the ruler of Pisces. Jupiter even that we consider in Western astrology that related to truth and to expansion, is also could belong to lies. To lies. Zeus, Jupiter. It's like opposite to what I'm saying, because we consider that Neptune is lie. But with Jupiter, it could be a manipulative, like a white lie. No, I didn't go with there. I didn't go here just to make peace. But when Venus is coming, is like we are sort of agreeing, like I'm agreeing on this truth, this white lie that you say. So it's again like this is very positive. This is a sign of, yeah, we are going higher. More people in the collective consciousness can understand that whatever right now is going down, and for example, as I'm recording this video, Bitcoin is around the 23K. People in the collective consciousness knowing, no, we are building to higher prices. This is the long term, because Jupiter is also speaking about the long term, right? Jupiter is looking far, is the traveler, is the going far. So we need extra science to understand what is coming in the short term. We are looking on, for example, what is coming here. Yeah, let's take Saturn and Uranus with the North Node. This is not exact orb because Saturn here is in 21 degrees and Uranus is in 18 degrees. So we are speaking here about 3 degrees orb. What is happening right now in the collective as we are August? We are seeing a loss of trust and the need for breaking the rules and the system of the old system, because right now Uranus that is actually about to go retrograde. Yeah, so Saturn will square Uranus actually. This will be the thing, because Uranus will go to retrograde and then Saturn will go direct and then we'll square it. So this is still creating like non-trust in the system, like what the Fed will do. The Fed will break Bitcoin, the Fed will increase the interest rate, is going to be this. This is a long transit, Saturn square Uranus. It's a long transit to continue holding in the background. So it's creating uncertainty. And this will be different. I'm not going to give you all the answers right now because we are just model 2. This is a difference between Saturn squaring Uranus vs Uranus square Saturn. We will see this in examples, what happening when Uranus doing the transit and when Saturn doing the transit. Of course, that Saturn is faster than Uranus because the cycle of Uranus is almost 80 years. The cycle of Saturn is every 2.5, 3 years. So, of course, that if they have and we are seeing who is come first to create this square, because Uranus is going in this point that I'm recording this to go backward, and Saturn still going backward, and then will come on. Saturn will square Uranus. That's what we're going to have, right? So when we are doing a collective consciousness reading, understanding the situation in the market, we should take various or a list of aspects, and based on the insight, we may decide if it's something positive or something negative to support the collective risk taking. And of course, we can go progressing, looking on future aspects and to see what will come in the middle to do the analysis. That's what I wanted to show you, just to give you closer to understanding of reading of transits, of how we are changing them on the day, and we can go by day, by months, and to check the collective consciousness moving forward. In the next classes of this module, we are going to see when we are taking a natal chart of something that had a specific date of birth, like a birth of you, or a formation of a company, or a start of something, when thing happened. And then we could run on it the transit of the now, the mundane, in order to understand what's now in the collective and how is interacting on what began in the natal chart. So what we are actually saw in this class was like reading of collective is like reading the transit of the moment, like what is actually happening in the zodiac every time, and it's changing, still looking on a dynamic move. Once we will have a very important events, we can stop, we could call it a name, and to create it like a new chart that we will call it a name. Here, firmed my house contract. Boom. And this is the date of birth of it. Okay? And then we could memorize it to continue analyzing what is happening on the mundane and to interact with what was relevant to the moment of the event that took form in reality. I'll see you in the next class. Bye for now.